This is the second entrance. The first we told you was double wide staircase that went up actually from about there up through all of this. There's a box office over on the right.
The double wide staircase just was too rotted or something to.
No, they tore it out and put a storefront in.
Oh, so this was in between opening it up again. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand. Huh.
What's it? After that staircase was gone, there's a staircase under the stage, right?
Yeah, that's the staircase under the stage is the stage door.
How do people get in there for performance?
Six. It's still there.
First performance here.
Is there actually a doorway out?
Yeah. And you have a
Is
key
that
to
where
it.
you come in for the elevator?
No.
Oh, okay.
Watch out, Barry. You wandering
Maybe on
around,
something.
you can trip if you're not careful. Metal doors still. But very few people ever did that. They never really made the connection
That's
on that.
open overnight, right?
Back over,
Yeah.
it's in the 9th building, but it's on the back side.
Is it not
6th Street.
open the same person?
Yeah, same group of men.
If people were entering to come to a performance, how did they get up there?
Just where we came up
Oh, really?
after 1901, yeah.
Before that, the double staircase would have come right up to the second floor lobby right here.
Now, when you all renovate
Barry.
this, are you planning on trying
Shot of that
to
one.
have it come into this
It'll
area?
have a staircase where the temporary staircase is. They'll come up to this one.
These are the Coke bottle. This is the Coke bottle he was talking about. We haven't been able to date it yet, but it's pretty early, obviously. And then a koi bottle, which was also a koi cola. They'd gone into competition. The Mad Cola Wars here in Meridian. And down in the window below is a Chero Cola. The stone here has some Hebrew on it. And we suspect that that was like a blessing stone or a good luck stone. Mazel stone.
And where was that found?
We found that way up in the top of above the dressing room area. And the story I tell about that is we took it out to clean it. It was really dark and dingy. And about 6 layers of coal soot and all this kind of stuff on it. And when we had it out of the building, lightning hit the Crest building down one building over, so I brought it back over just in case it was a blessing stone.
How funny.
The cigarette packs dated 1890. Duke cigarettes. We found 3 of these packs in unusual places. So we assume, and of course I realize that when you assume something, that means make an ass out of you and me. But anyway, we assumed that it was one of the either builders or the construction people that smoked cigarettes and left them around. One of the traditions at the Opera House was to have candy delivered to the ladies at intermission by the beaus.
Wow.
They would have it delivered by the ushers. They would go out, and as I understand, if you had a charge account at any one of the drug stores, then you'd have the candy delivered. And the ushers would, of course, get a little tip for taking it to the ladies. There's a little envelope around somewhere. I think we've got one over here that actually you write the address, the seat number, and everything on the little envelope. Was the movie portion of the Grand Theater was the movie portion of the Opera House. When they had an actual play or vaudeville or minstrel show, it was listed as the Grand Opera House. But when they had movies showing, they called it the Grand Theater.
Oh.
And that was when it was operated
But
by
it's really
Sanger.
the same area.
So, yeah, in the same theater. It's just that you knew by how they billed it in the Meridian Star whether it was a play or a movie or live performances in June of 26 sometime. From what I've been able to
Some of the last performances.
appendix of our scholar in residence.
house.
the legal date that they put the padlock.
Oh,
I think they locked Sanger out on October 1st. Because they wanted to come in, and Sanger had a 25-year lease here. They were going to come and gut it and make an office building out of this. And Levi Rothenberg, who was the manager for Marx Rothenberg of the building, said, "No way. You rented it as a movie house and a theater. You have to leave it that way." And so they went into a long court trial about whether they had the rights to, since they had a lease on the building, whether they had the rights to tear out the theater fabric. And they didn't. They rented it as something. The Mississippi Supreme Court upheld the decision that they did not have the right to change the building. They had rented it as a theater.
Even though the lease was up on it? Or
No, the lease was still
going, so
it was
you had
still
a
going.
25-year lease.
Right, they were
kick
they were in
them
their
out,
fourth
but
year.
couldn't.
They were in their fourth year. Well, they left. They moved to the Temple Theater. See, they breached their own contract. They
I'm
left.
surprised then that it even went to court. I mean, if they weren't paying on a lease anymore. On that 25
Well, they
year
quit
lease?
paying after that, and then it became a.
did they move to participate in building a temple?
Yeah, they helped out in
As-
some ways. I'm not sure exactly what monies and.
But was that as a result of them being told they couldn't convert this to an office space, or did that precede that? They wanted to make a theater here,
I'm
an
not
office
sure.
space here.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. They basically what happened was sometime in the year of 27, they pretty well pulled up stakes here, and they had watched the new theater being built for 2 years. So in the last couple of years or something, they started helping out. It opened as Sanger's Temple. Sanger had the Princess Theater, the Grand Theater, the Strand Theater, the Star. So, I mean, they had the lease on all of these. They pretty well had meridians sewn up as far as the silent movies. But what happened in 26 with the advent of talkies, they knew that they didn't want to be caught in this theater with talking movies because they'd have to retool this whole thing. So it was easier to get a larger theater, a newer theater, be known as their own theater, and et cetera. So they moved over there.
From the small spaces.
That's the $1 Million Minstrel there.
Algae Fields. Well, folks, I've got that 1:30 over at the Meridian Star. So I've got to go. I've got a 2 o'clock at the health place. So that probably is going to be about 45 minutes. So I'll be free around a little before 3 or 3 o'clock.
You want us to meet you back here around
Yeah.
3? Okay. They put the stars at the top, the way they did in the Fox Theater in Atlanta. You know, it had the stars up there too.
That would have been in conjunction with the movie era that happened after 1991. Was the first renovation they did. When this was built in 1890, it was still gas lights. The fixture that you see directly above us was called a sunburner, where each electric bulb that you can see is within a gas jet as well as the inside, so it made well over 100 jets. The center part was a flue for the fumes to escape, and what's painted blue now would have been metal to reflect the light. The original wallpaper was cream and blue tones. With the gas light, you needed the lighter tones to reflect. And overall, it had, the tone was gold. You can see
top one?
the reddish tone
Uh-huh.
above the wainscoting on the second balcony. In that side, if you look up on the panels out here, you have two more patterns that were put in at yet a later date. And as you can see, they don't match. They're a less expensive wallpaper. It was going to be dark anyway, so I don't think it really mattered.
Sure.
The relief wall, it's a relief wallpaper on the second balcony up there. It has such a 3D effect.
Yeah, it really does. When I first looked up there, I thought it was carved. And then I realized,
But it's a relief wallpaper, as is the piece on the curve of the ceiling with the muses. It's also a wallpaper piece that was put in at a later date. Elliott favors, and I do too, and I think most people do, the preservation of the theater as it is, as opposed to trying to restore it to 1890. It would mean removing a lot of original pieces that you have here, of wallpaper and fabric and so forth. You wouldn't have the muses up there anymore. And it is dating back to 1901 on. It's historic as it is, rather than go back to the 1890s. But I believe there's still some discussion.
but maybe you could leave the electric lights in too instead of having
Yeah,
to go back to
yes,
this.
of course. That's a very prominent part of that discussion. I left off. A good observation. The box seats were used by the Marx family and the Rothenberg families, of course. On occasion, they lent them out to friends, and I believe Elliott said that on occasion they were tickets for even sold who used them. As in most theaters will go up into one of the box offices if they're not the ideal place to see the stage, but they're the place to be seen and to see. The gilt chairs in the one on the right are not from 1890, but they are from the early start of the 70s. The carving on the right is all the way to the top of the mass is actually here you can tap on them and hear that they're hollow.
That's what I wondered if it would be less expensive to restore it if it's paper mache, than to use wood. If anybody knows how to do that.
I absolutely detest these fluorescent lights.
Yeah, aren't they awful?
Yeah. Bill doesn't like, Elliott doesn't like them either, but evidently they were installed quite a bit prior to the beginning of this current organization, which was, I think, 1989. Elliott and I went to high school together.
Oh, so that's
And I knew him as Bill Elliott. And every once in a while I slip up and I
That's
call
fine. I
him
hear
Bill.
his mother calls him Bill too. We were just talking about that
Right.
yesterday.
The backdrops, that we're looking at is one of about 25 that were here originally. Some of them went out to the Meridian Film Theater, and that burned in the late 60s. So backdrops that they have really some of the other ones, Elliott has were converted from Jackson that restores them. They're not, they're being stored there now. This is in better shape than it looks because right now it has backlighting from the windows, which it wouldn't have had, so it shows the wear and tear. But you can tell from the deco style.
I'm surprised at the colors and all somehow now, all those pinks and purples.
It's kind of reminiscent of We can kind of jump over here and talk about
I'm
that.
sorry.
No, that's great. That's fine. I circle around the other way, but it doesn't matter a bit. These are the pipes for the original gas lights on stage.
I thought that'd be so dangerous, those
All-
gas lights.
It does, doesn't it? All of these are valved, so that they actually had quite a bit of latitude as far as what they could do with lighting, even with the gas light. If you glance over the stage, we can look closer too. There's 2 rows of fixtures, the small jets that are spaced about 6 to 8 inches apart of the original gas jets. Hence the term limelight. That's where it comes from, is the old gas lighting. And then the second row of electrical sockets that was added later. This would have been the original electric panel that went with that. And it's unusual and unique in this theater that both sets are here. Usually they would have pulled out the gas pipes to put the electricity in the same place, but they didn't. Flip this little lever back and speak directly into it. To his stage hands on the catwalks.
No.
Well, it was.
Or he has, I may have forgotten.
The term Grand Opera House is a theatrical designation as opposed to just an opera house, and it was important because the big name traveling shows required a grand opera house for their productions. The qualifications included a 30-foot proscenium arch, and this one is 29, which qualifies. Fly space to fly scenery above the eye level of the audience, which this certainly does. Dressing room space, as you'll see when we get back there, for at least 30 actors. They have programs that verify that as many as 100 performers had been here at a time, which they would double and triple their dressing room space. But they did have adequate space, as well as adequate seating, a minimum of 800 capacity, and this
This would
had
seat
seating-
800?
It had seating for a little over 1,000, actually. The seats
I
were
wouldn't know
very
it
close
just to look
together.
out there.
Yeah. The seats that we have there on every other riser, the seats were very close together. You asked me about seating before. The seats were like theater seats today in that they flipped
Fold
up,
up.
and in fact, I believe there was a mechanism where the back even moved a little because the spacing was quite narrow. This is the dressing room area. There were 10 dressing rooms on 2 stories. They've been removed on this side. On this side, they were removed to install this big element of air conditioning, which required. Elliott says it takes about $1,000 worth of freon in the shot, so it's not being used. It needed a water source, so that's why it was put where it is. You can still see on the wall over there the 2 original water closets where the bathrooms were. Dressing room. We have a little oil burning fireplace, and later on the steam heat, of course.
Yeah, I remember Elliott showing me maybe the Star had the radiator, but then the others ended up with just a little piece of pipe that runs around the. I'm not trying to go too fast, I hope. I just remembered.
Oh, no. In fact, I appreciate hearing things.
Is this the famous George Gershwin?
Yes, this is the famous. There's so much reflection
forget
of
where it
the
is.
lights that. Oh, so you've been up here before.
Oh,
It's
really?
right here. Yeah.
Well, I've been here before, but. Oops.
Do you know in various places, and the signature here is George Gershwin.
I'm sure it really is his. It's not somebody who
I don't know
bought
if
it.
anybody's done a test yet.
It hasn't been authenticated, but what is fairly sure is the age of this wallpaper, which would have matched his age as probably an unknown adolescent accompanist. It would have been quite a strange prank for somebody
to write at
to
that
write
time.
George Gershwin at that time when he really didn't achieve his initial fame until 1927. The scenery was built and stored. There's an elevator in here. Actually, I haven't been in here to explore the area. There's an elevator in here where animals were in fact brought up at one time.
Had
especially.
animal shows or?
Well, not so much animal shows, but that animals might be part of the act. Upholstery on them. And this was the original orchestra put probably held about 7 musicians. This piece out here.
Don't walk real fast, y'all. You gotta conserve your energy. You're not the Pied Piper on Moses. Slow down. You know, just you're taking a stroll. You'll have a couple of bags and things with you. Good, okay.
Hey, where's the beach? But wait, there has sudden change of heart.
No, y'all keep walking.
Y'all follow. Hey.
Just a cotton-picking minute. If the Israelites go, who's going to build my pyramids and do my laundry? Oh, hey, bring them back here at once. A couple of you will come up here and actually work the water. One person will be like he's in the chariot.
How did they say it?
Probably Pharaoh by himself.
You know how they got one man on front, one man on back, and you sit down in that little thing and they go. Solar off.
All right. Try to take that line again. It's tough to do a unison line like this.
Fear not, have faith, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord.
Good. All right. What happens here is the rich jerseys start doing like this. And y'all, all right. This is when the miracle starts happening. And people that are doing the jersey like this, they'll split and they'll open up. You'll be able to walk through. Barry,
Yes.
how about ready?
Yeah.
What's up? Oh, you ready to go?
Yeah, we're about to get out.
Oh, okay.